Welcome back! In this video, we examine the Scenario and Story module, where we will shape our game's narrative flow and dialogue trees. When you first enter the module, the Story Overview screen welcomes you. This area is designed for you to simply break down your story into chapters. We can create a new chapter by clicking the Add Chapter button located in the top right corner. In the pop-up window, we can write a name and description for our chapter, and if you wish, you can assign a specific image to this chapter using the Select File button. When we say Create, our chapter is added to the canvas. You can position this card anywhere you like by left-clicking and dragging, and you can connect chapters to one another using the connection points at the bottom. Now, let's double-click on the chapter we created to enter the Scenario and Story tool canvas, where we will do the actual designing. The Start Point node always appears by default as the starting point in your project. If you want to change the name of this node, you can use the Properties panel on the left side. For example, let's update this to Chapter 1 Start. You can navigate freely on the canvas by holding down your right mouse button, select and drag nodes with a left click, and zoom in or out by rolling the middle mouse wheel. Let's come to adding new nodes. You can open the Node Edition panel by pressing the Add Node button on the bottom left, by clicking on an empty space on the canvas with your middle mouse wheel, or by pressing the M key on your keyboard. First, let's add the Scenario Event node, which represents a plot point or a beginning in the story. I am changing its name to First Encounter from the left panel. If you want to expand the area while writing your scenario in the Content section, you can press the Maximize A4 button to work comfortably directly in an A4 format, and then return to the canvas view. For these two nodes to be connected, we hold on to the output ring of our first node and drag a connection line to our other node. If you want the layout to be more organized, you can press the Align to Grid button in the top right corner to ensure the nodes align with each other automatically. You don't necessarily have to use the menus to add a new node. When you drag a cable from the output of any node and release it onto an empty space on the canvas, the node panel opens up as well. When you select a node from here, the system will establish the connection automatically. Now let's add a character node. This node allows you to select the characters in the story. From the Select a Character list on the left side, you can select one of the characters you previously created in the database, which we will learn later, such as Kale, and connect it directly to the node. Next up is the Dialog node, which works a bit differently compared to other nodes. When you click on the node, you will see the Add Line button on the left side. By pressing this, you can select one of the characters in your database and write the dialogue text. By saying Add Line again, you can select another character and add mutual dialogues line by line in this manner. If you wish, you can change the view to Split View from the top right and control your dialogues on the left panel, just like a text document. We use the Decision Moment node for the crossroads that will appear before the player. You can add the options you will present to the player by saying Add Option from the Options section in the left panel. For example, let's create the Attack, Run, and Hide options. As you notice, each option you add turns into a separate output branch on the canvas. Let's connect one of these branches to the Butterfly Effect node to show how choices in the story affect the world. You can write what kind of effect this choice has from the left side, and from the Add Affected Variable section, you can dynamically select which region, character, or variable in your database is affected by this situation. Finally, you can use the Custom Object node to include your special items from the database into the scenario, and you can easily match this with your project via the relevant list as well. As you can see, it is completely possible to connect multiple different nodes to a single node. When your story gets complicated, the comment block runs to our aid to separate the pieces from each other. After opening the panel and creating a comment block, you can group the relevant scenario pieces by taking them inside this box. By changing the color and name of this block from the left panel, you can make your project much more organized. We have learned the basics of the scenario world. See you in the database module in the next video, where we will bring the elements in this story into existence.